Everywhere I go, I can't seem to escape the crazy anime women. So Team Salvato just dropped a big ass DLC on DDLC. Get it? Oh, come on, why are you booing me? And this new update on Doki Doki Literature Club is definitely big. Let's call it Plus. The new DDLC Plus is an add-on to the original game for about $30. Yes, for a measly $29.99, you could own what I personally believe to be an underwhelming add-on. And this doesn't mean that there aren't any good things in this new add-on, but a wise man once made a video talking about a DDLC sequel, and now that man is pissed. So let's talk about it. Let me first address the good stuff this add-on brings to Doki Doki Literature Club. The first cool add-on is the addition of side stories. Basically, these side stories play a role in how each member of the literature club, i.e. Hangy McSpanky Pants, Horny McStabby Bitch, can I get my pen back? Manga Lover number 4,570,270, and Monica, I'm so scared right now, got to know each other and become friends. It's a cool little addition that provides some good info as to how the group came to be. Team Salvato also made a bunch of new music for the game with a new composer that can now be played at any point in the menu. That's cool. The last major add-on is the addition of a bunch of new pictures to unlock in the game. You remember how you had to unlock all the scenes and stuff to get the good ending? Well, now there's more of them. May God have mercy on your soul. The other major cool thing is that DDLC will now be ported to other platforms, including Nintendo Switch, God, those fuckers must be happy, PlayStation, and Xbox. So that's pretty much all of the major stuff that I covered. There is more, but if you want to see everything new, the link to Team Salvato's blog post will be in my description along with all my other links, so click those, I promise you it's not malware. But what are the cons here, Brendan? You're probably asking as the video title is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I'll tell you what the cons are. So, obviously, I have a few problems with this add-on, and let me make myself clear, I am still going to purchase DDLC Plus, but I have some complaints, many of which are kind of just remnants of what I said back in 2020. Wow, it's been 6 months since I made that video. So here's what I find mildly wrong with this add-on. My first issue comes in the form of console playability. I don't have an issue with this game being playable on consoles, and I can definitely see why the Nintendo Switch got a version, but I just don't see the console playability behind DDLC and PS5 or Xbox Series X. This is more of a personal grime I have, and I understand that many people aren't fortunate enough to own a PC, but DDLC isn't a controls-oriented kind of game. I just don't see the logical purpose in having DDLC ported to consoles when it comes to playability. Even on PC, it's so boring to just use the controls that you'll end up making a rhythm out of it and start beatboxing. Another mild issue I have with this game is obviously the price. You could have put straight hentai in this fucking game and I still wouldn't pay $30 fucking. Let me put this into perspective. Back in 2020, Team Salvato released the Doki Doki Literature Club fan pack for like $10, and it was pretty useless, but it added some stuff and made for a nice little cherry atop the dating simulator cake. If maybe this add-on was like 15 or 20 bucks, then I wouldn't be so upset at it. It's like how Nocturne Remastered is $60 fucking for a remaster so shitty that YouTube reviewers had to go easy on it and say it was alright for a remaster. Oop, I'm pushing people's buttons. The price point should be lowered a little bit if you want people to spend the money, especially when you consider that all you get from it if you don't get the free game on Steam is a few side stories, new music, and pictures, none of which add up to that price. I also feel as though they did this on purpose to fuck with console players as per usual, but whatever. I think we all know what I'm going to talk about here. Where the fuck is the sequel at, Dan? At this point, you can't even defend Team Salvato for not considering making a sequel, and this add-on practically shows they don't want to make one. Which is crazy because of how much shit they put into people noticing that they'd planned on making a sequel or second game that connected the two stories. I had a lot of comments on my first video trying to say something like that. One guy even sent me a tweet that quote-unquote proved that Dan was working on a sequel. I then was greeted greeted one morning in my YouTube comments with this illustrious comment. Sometimes I love being the bearer of bad news because this guy must have felt like this shit after posting this comment with a tweet that unironically proved my point that Team Salvato wasn't working on a sequel or secondary installment. So yeah, you're the shit, alright. A bag full of it. And then here comes Deuce Bigelow, male fucking gigolo, with a response that gave me a stroke and a brain aneurysm at the same time. I literally spoke about Dan's health in that same video that you very clearly did not watch, and Project Libitina is a great point if the game ever released. Gotta love YouTube comments. Anyway, back to my point. The DDLC sequel and or next installment that we've all been waiting for is still not even close to being talked about, and it seems to me with the release of DDLC Plus that Team Salvato doesn't have the motivation to work on it. And there is no excuse this time. Team Salvato even got help on this project from Serenity fucking Forge. They could have easily made a partnership to work on the next installment, but instead chose to milk the community out of $30. And I know it sounds like I'm being harsh, but this conversation was being had in 2020 and we're halfway through 2021. I also was, and I think still am, the only content creator who addressed this situation, especially now that DDLC was trending over the new add-on. I think we should be vigilant in asking for something new that isn't the same four loco bitches that make you feel uncomfortable whenever they read. So, to Team Salvato and everyone who has done an amazing job working on Doki Doki Literature Club, when are we going to get word of the next installment? Tomorrow? Next week? On my 85th birthday? Only time will tell where we go from here, but I still stand by my statement in my first video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I know we were expecting Resident Evil Village Part 2, and that video is on the way. However, I think I'm going to release my review of the game first before I release Part 2, just for convenience purposes so that you guys can see what I think of the game. Thank you for all the support. Make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts on DDLC Plus, subscribe for more content, and follow me on social medias. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.